Hello YouTube, let's learn about Bootstrap for forms, and we are going to use source code from this page. We don't want to delete anything because it's kind of nice to have something on page. So let's just push this model here down there. Probably we will need it a little bit later. So model is inside of our container, of course, and the source code goes to up down there. Yeah, right, genius. So let's just copy paste that here and let's check our page. That works. Model works fine. We have a place to do things without forms now. So here's the thing, you will probably say when I type form that I can use everything which is here, but because we are using Bootstrap 4, we will not use class in a form here, okay, like this, because we need different divs. That's Bootstrap 4 dedicated thing. And action and method, of course in production you will use that, but for simplicity we will not mess around with that here. So here's the thing, for every element, for every input, you need to enclose that into something, and that something will be div with specific Bootstrap 4 dedicated class, form group. And you will use this all the time. Everything you have individually, you will enclose that into form group. And label, for example, for emails, because we are creating form which will grab email and password and text area, some kind of text from user. So the name of for it will be email, and email, that's text. Now here's the thing, when you go to input for type, you must use email, and email with the class form control, and you will use form control class all the time. Now yeah, I need ID, sorry, email. And let me explain why we need to define this type as it is here. So forms, yeah, be sure to use an appropriate type attribute on all inputs, for example email for email addresses and so on, to take advantage on the newer input controls like email verification, number selections and more. So that's the thing, if you're going to use framework, then use everything from framework. You just don't want to mix too much your custom stuff and Bootstrap 4 stuff, because if you're going to do that a lot, then just forget about frameworks and do everything with the custom CSS. So the point of framework is to save you a little bit of time and money, and you want to just invest that into something more important as a backend, as messing around with your CMS. Does it function as it needs to function? Do you need to add or remove some kind of things and so on? So definitely use everything that Bootstrap 4 demands here. If you don't do that, you will run into all kind of problems. Okay, so where I was? Yeah, form, you must use this, and this. Okay, so let's see what we have in results. Okay, right, so that works. Now note that forms are kind of greedy like many other elements in Bootstrap, and that's kind of nice. Greedy in which sense? In a sense that will take a full width, 100% width. And that's cool because you can enclose these things into, for example, columns that you will limit with specific width and so on. So it's a kind of greedy, but that's how Bootstrap 4 works, and that's cool. So again, think for password, div with the class form group, and label for password, and input, and we must type here password, and we don't care about name and value here, but we must specify class, which will be form control again, and ID password. Okay, save, and let's see what we have. Oops, why I do have this? Just a second, I probably messed something up. Yeah, that's it. Form control and refresh, and that works. So let's go with the submit thing, which will be button with type is button. Okay, class btn for example, primary, submit and save and refresh, and that works. Now next question, what if you want to have text area, for example, between submit and password field? So let's do that. Between this div and button, okay, we need to have another div with the form group again, and yeah, label for text area, I don't know, some text, or I mean this is kind of message contact form that you have on your websites, so when for example you're a hosting company and when users do have some kind of problem and then they are registered, they will fulfill their email and password and the topic of their problem, for example they hosting is expired and something like that, it's not important, so they want to contact you basically. Okay, so that's for label. And text area or name, we don't need that, for example. Class must be again form control, and rows 8, that will be too much, let's go to 3, and columns 80, I don't know, maybe. So let's save this and refresh our page. I will leave this just for testing purposes to see what's gonna happen, how that look like basically. Yep, that works, but because Bootstrap 4 is greedy in this sense, this will not yield us any kind of results, so that means that we will have the same results here. Yep. Okay, so that works. Now here's the question, what if for some reason you don't like these stacked form, like you have vertical arrangement, you want to have everything horizontally? Well, the thing is that you need to go to form at the top here, and class must be form inline. So let's save and let's see what happens. So that's kind of ugly. I mean, it's ugly, but it works. Just a second. Where I was? Yeah, here. Let's have a couple of breaks here just to see things better. Now, of course, that you need to customize a couple of things, and it depends in what kind of column you're using this, so you will have different results. So you need to mess around with inlines a little bit more. So I will just suggest, you know, let's just go with the normal vertical stacked arrangement, and let's do something fun here. Let's grab everything from this form and let's put it into our model. Where is it? Okay, so form, let's grab that up till down there, and where is a model? Body, okay, up here. Let me just select it like this and copy paste, so we don't need this button in a footer. Actually, we can grab, maybe we can grab this button, but no, let's just leave in a, we don't want to mess around too much. Let's just leave it into form, I mean model body, and let's see what we have now. Oops. Let's just go and copy that up here where it was originally. Okay, save and refresh, click on me. So that's kind of cool, that works. I mean, you can play all around with the forms a lot here, but there is no point, you know, to create videos about it, because you will need a playlist with 40 videos. Now you have basically everything in documentation. For example, let's just go briefly through everything. Yeah, form controls, and then you will run into example for multiple select, and we have done that thing about text area and sizing. Form control LG, you will put that into input types. Okay, form control LG, but of course you will combine it with form control primary. So yeah, that. And what else? Read only, plain text read only, different range inputs. You have example for that. So there is pretty much no purpose in creating individual videos, because this is for total beginners and will took us a lot of time. You will probably get bored and go to play Counter-Strike or something. Inline and without labels. I mean, you have a lot of stuff. Just see where I'm with mouse. You can waste I mean 4 or 5 days experimenting just with the forms. Oh man, this is a lot of work. I don't want to do that. Look, you know, basic stuff about forms. We have that example into models and into directly into page. So I think that we did a nice job with the forms. Nothing special, pretty much. Yep. So that's it. See you next tutorial.